Virgil van Dijk of Liverpool being used by MSDossary, who's in possession yet again. Mbappe. There's the run from Neymar, didn't want it. Back to Mbappe, R9, he finds the right ball in, and it's a sensational finish. Rogue MSDossary with the sue from Ronaldo to make it 1-0 in the Xbox semi-final.
And you just feel like there's a mental edge for Dossary in this matchup. They've played before, it's always gone in his favor. Online, I know when they practice together, it goes in his favor. And you got to think, when Royal comes into these matchups and he gets MSDossary, he's thinking to himself, anyone else, this guy always has my number.
Oh, the current patch, Mike, you've talked about it. It should suit the methodical passing game plan of MSDossary. He can break you down very well, and he's so incisive when he's got the ball. Here is the Royal, obviously pushing some more players forward. First time effort from R9. It's low driven, and it's into the bottom corner. What a hit, and a quick response in this all Saudi Arabian affair.
The best time to get that response is an instant rebuttal. We see that happen to the Royal. Maybe he heard me talking, saying that Dossary's had his number. He's like, Mike, no, not today.
10 to go out the window. It's Rogue MSDossary now on the ball.
Business is business, shall we say.
Mbappe to Hullet, back to Mbappe, but Sergio Ramos in that right back role. It's something I feel like a broken record about. He has been used at right back so often because of his height, his strength, his ability to defend those aerial balls. 30th minute, Xbox semi-final. Who will take on Tex in the console final on the Xbox side of things? We've seen the #1 rated PS4 player Nicholas already advance to the PS4 final. So a lot of the heavyweights still in it, looking to get all the prize pool. The Royal now in possession. Quick ball from Hullet to Vieira. Patience from the Royal. But he's dispossessed by Hullet. Neymar forward to R9, who's being used in a more central position. Mike, we've seen Ronaldo, phenomenal, used both behind the striker and in the striker position. Where do you think he's best?
It depends how often you cross. What are you relying on for your wing play? If you know you're going to try to aim for that back post cross, some of those El Tornadoes or those flick crosses, you might want to have him on the outside because he does climb well. If you're looking for some of the tiki-taka, the quick passing, ooh.
There is quick passing and a final shot just outside the box from the Royal. It was CR7 who hit it straight to Van der Sar.
Or you want to have that presence, I was going to say, as your center forward or your center attacking midfielder. In the middle of the pitch might be a better position for you. It does come down to preference. It's a bit subjective in terms of where you want to have some of your attacking options. And we do see players have variety in terms of which attackers they use between some of the icons and the Team of the Year players.
Yeah, most opinions are subjective. What's subjective, though, is your hair is just out of control. Here's Dossary.
Pretty even first half, I would say. I don't think we're seeing any adjustments going into the second half. But with that...
Oh, nearly went out for a corner, but Marcelo is able to save it, and Dossary avoids just that. Neymar just couldn't make up his mind. He was going for the...
But at the same time, we saw a couple mistakes from one of those rare instances.
An immovable object when it's a 50. Who hits it but just doesn't have enough pace. So talk to us about the drag back and all of its qualities. We're seeing so many of the pros use that to get away from their marker.
The drag back will be one of the most commonly used skill moves in FIFA 19 because it just gives you options. We've talked about it on a couple different breakdowns now, but you can combine it with other skill moves. It opens up angles. Anyone can do it. It's universal. You don't need to be a skill move junkie in order to start including the drag back into your gameplay. Beginner, intermediate, or advanced levels, please welcome it in.
That was a good ball from Neymar to far post, but Ramos wins the header. A few step overs, traditional from R9. It's something we saw from him throughout his career. You can see it opened up. Mbappe out wide. He's dispossessed. No, he can keep it in action. Can still stays in the same direction. Just how effective it is. Neymar. Marcelo was in between Ronaldo. Looking to go the other way in a quick CR7. Neymar's now in a more central position. Get out. That is a penalty. And it's clumsy here from the Royal.
that's another reason, and that was rash. We've been but you're seeing some of that aggression that he's known for in real life.
Here are the mind games against each other. Dossary for the lead, and he goes central. Neymar and Dossary hit the Royal.
And we see an instant some tactical changes where he looks to slow down the game a tad bit more, have a little more, and look to counter.
Udu to close up shop. There's still a lot of there.
A little more dip to work with, and then he forces the Royal to maybe get out of character, to bait him into mistakes.
Neymar goes central. Long way. De Gea was guessing to his substitutions as well. 72nd minute. Both players have had chances. Sorry, one of the better players come find out and stay with us all the action to bring you. The Royal there dispossessed. Wide for Messi, and he does go between Mbappe and Sky there at the near.
From MSDossary there. Right when he's contact, he knows that it's time to shot, and it takes him into space. Unfortunately, it didn't have a target in the box in the right, except in the read.
There was a touch, and ball goes give and go. They are getting the fullback Marcelo forward out wide on the left. Euro keeps possession. He's got that option out and go for the roulette, and Ramos wins it back. Scramble in the box. A little bit of panic mode there from Dossary. R9, CR.
And I always talk about composure, and we're seeing solid composure from MSDossary out of the back. When he overtakes possession, it might look risky, but if he's calm, it's not an issue, and it allows him to build out of the back and put more pressure on Royal and generate an attack.
We're in the first leg of the Xbox semifinal to see who faces Tex. Will it be the Royal? Will it be Rogue MSDossary? Both have had a great tournament, both 3-1 in the Swiss stages. Both won, obviously, the round of 16 in the quarters to get here and face each other. Neymar to Mbappe. He has pressure from Ferdinand. Now we've seen Ferdinand and Virgil at the back for the Royal. Seeing a pattern with the defenders used. There's a shot, and it's into the top corner. Rogue MSDossary in the Sioux from Ronaldo. 99 rated team of the year. And he has come up so big for so many players. That one whizzing into the top corner. And it's a good job the keeper didn't get a glow onto it. Would have taken it clean off.
And you see the clock ticking. This is fantastic understanding of the game and game management. When he overtakes possession around half field, Dossary knows the clock's ticking. We're in extra time. Lob it forward. It's the only chance that you've got if you want to generate one last attack. Knocks it down, gets the volley, a moment of greatness, and he extends his lead. He doubles his lead. He sends a message going into the second leg. He reminds the Royal, look, man, maybe not today.
Yeah, preach it, Mike LaBelle. There's a look at MSDossary. Has to be happy with that. A slender advantage, though, as we head into the second leg. MSDossary, who beat some good players along the way to get here. Ajax Danny in the round of 16. One of the better players coming out of the Xbox side, and then Dubs at 6-2. And he's looking now to beat the Royal and be the one who goes on to face F2 Tex in the console Xbox final.
And I've always credited MSDossary for being a critical thinker, being able to adjust on the fly, understanding game situations and sequences. And that was just such a perfect example at the end of that half where he's able to nab a goal, 93rd minute. He should have never had that opportunity. Royal should have been closing out one clearance away, and he would be going into the second leg only down a goal. But now the situation has changed drastically. Yep. He's going to have to be more aggressive. And Dossary is one of the hardest players to chase against. He's just such a calm player in many different circumstances and situations. And then tactically, he will find that space in behind.
Rogue MSDossary, the current E-World Cup champion, and there was a large gap in the rankings between him and Tex, but the last time they faced each other, Dossary won. And will it be a rematch between Dossary and Tex in the Xbox final? This was back in London at the FUT Cup 2, which Dossary won. We last saw him in the FUT Cup 3 in Bucharest, but he lost the first knockout match to Ajax Danny.
And both players, F2 Tex and MSDossary, will welcome that matchup. I know Tex wants the rematch, and Dossary likes to be able to say that he's beating the best. So this would be prime time FIFA entertainment if we get them in the console final on the Xbox side. But I'm not here to write off Royal. We've still got another leg to play. He just needs to make sure that he gets on the board and gets on the board early, because having to play catch-up versus MSDossary is a challenge that most men are not able to succeed with.
What about the kit on the Royal? That's fresh. That looks like something you'd wear.
It's okay.
Here we go. Second leg, the Royal, MSDossary. Two players from Saudi Arabia who have trained together, who know each other very well, both looking for the same objective. At the end of this rainbow that lands in Atlanta, Georgia, there is $50,000 for the cross-console winner. Both players want a piece of that pie. They've trained so hard to get here. Obviously, the Global Series points as well. There's so much at stake. Friendship's going out the window, at least for now. They'll hug it out right after the game. Here we go, Xbox semi-finals. 2-goal advantage for Rogue MSDossary, who beat the Royal 3-1 on aggregate in the first round. MSDossary in the, I think that's dark blue. Looks dark blue. Going from left to right, or right to left. Got my directions. I need to take a breather. All right then, Rogue MSDossary now on the ball, looking to build up slowly. So talk to us about the tactical changes that we'll see now from this player. Is he going to drop back right away, or will we see that maybe in the second leg of this game?
I'm expecting the Royal to start getting a little more aggressive sooner than later. He likes to press anyways, but I would say by halftime is when we're going to see some major adjustments if he hasn't been able to get another goal on the board.
First time ball from the Royal to R9, who's getting quickly closed down by Ferdinand. No penalty as R9 went down. Dossary back on the ball.
And we're seeing Rio show up big time for MSDossary as well as F2 Tex.
Well, the run was being made there by R9 to try to get by the final defender Ferdinand, but just keeping it simple on the ground. We haven't seen that many crosses in this game. The El Tornado cross has not been part of the meta from what we've seen over these two legs. There's a cross though to the back post, and it was given as an offside.
You can tell that the Royals committing bodies to the attack as well. He's got his players on stay forward, and he's looking to counter, because Dossary does commit bodies when he goes forward. But with that slower possession play, you have to gradually have players going forward and getting into those attacking positions and supporting each other.
The Royal was the FIFA 17. He's beaten Mr. Dunn in a final. He was 3-1 in the Swiss stages, and he's won 2 in a row since then. Ball to the back post from Dossary, and it just goes over the crossbar. And you wonder, could that have been it if he had gotten a 3-goal advantage over his friend, the Royal?
It's not his friend today, as we see the offside trap utilized by MSDossary. Actually see the offside trap used by a lot of the Saudi players. Mr. Dunn is known for it, and you will see the Royal included as well sometimes.
You a fan of the offside trap in the game?
It's tricky this year for me. I struggle with it on some of the timing, because you can pass FIFAs. I feel like it's a little bit quicker.
There's the ball from Mbappe, far post, in the right position, and the Royal with a sigh of relief there as Dossary looking to mount on the pressure. Another ball, first time effort from Ramos. What a goal that would have been. And De Gea comes back up big yet again, just parrying that ball wide. And
agenda from MSDossary in this game. We've seen a lot of wing play and plenty of crosses. I think that's his 4th cross that he's connected with now.
4 men forward now for the Royal. Mbappe to him back to Mbappe. That one's gone into the top corner.
Game on. We've
got a game on our hands. It's 3-2 the lead now from Dossary. And he doesn't elect to celebrate against his compatriot. Mbappe says sorry. And this, a great finish into the top corner, beating the goalkeeper. This is a case of movement there from Van der Sar, going the wrong way.
It's a quality read from Royal. He's got 5 guys in the box, which makes it difficult for MSDossary to defend. Which option do you take away? Which option do you leave open? And you got to think back now and say, is that goal from the first leg, 93rd minute, that volley, that moment of the spectacular, is it going to cost him? Is it going to come into play here?
32nd minute. It's only one goal now that the Royal has to make up to send this one to extra time, but Dossary does so well under pressure. Some trickery there from Mbappe. There's a shot and the instant answer from Rogue MSDossary, and it's the icon item of Ronaldo, who sends it back to a 2-goal advantage in the Xbox semi-final. It's all about that trickery to set up Ronaldo, the fake shot, and cool as you like.
And it's another one of those situations where you see the mind game. Hammering the wings, and he cuts inside with the scoop turn, finds R9, R9 turns, finishes, top corner, the best corner, 5-star weak foot, not an issue, not a liability. But it's all about the Royal thinking that he's seen that twice. He's seen that 3 times in this match already. And Dossary being able to make that adjustment. And he's back 4-2 on aggregate, 35th minute.
It's Saudi Arabian drama at its finest. The Royal and MSDossary, the current E-World Cup champion, now looking to be a bit more conservative with his play. And hit out on the counter. He's got an opportunity to do that just now. R9 has to hold off the pressure from to Mbappe. Vieira, there's the run from Ramos, just kind of timidly moving his way forward. Their fullback here, and he gives it right away. It was a back heel to the other. No, with a lovely give and go here. Now Neymar, and he lets that one get away from a little slip of the finger from the Royal, and he can't believe that he gave a golden opportunity away just like that.
Breaks. As Dossary has a lot of space to work with here.
Plenty of space, 2 defenders on him, so he sends it inside the middle. And Mbappe, though, deflected from Virgil van Dijk, and even MSDossary now is upset with himself, wanted to do better on that attack. We're heading into the half now. Ramos to Mbappe to Vieira, Hullet. Plays it high to Ronaldo. Wonder if he had just kept it on the ground would have been better for him. It's the not able to really get that ball into a dangerous position against MSDossary, who keeps getting better.
Halftime, you're going to see more depth. It's got to increase on the Royals' end. He's got to move up that back line. You're going to see more pressure in order to combat what Dossary is looking to do with all his wing play. For MSDossary, he can whip in crosses, and he just feels comfortable. Every time he gets out wide, he's winning those.
The top 3 super subs, do you think? Rank them right now, off the fence.
Fabio's going to be a special substitute.
He's been used by a lot of these players, but not really often from the first minute. We've seen Pelé as well used, the Brazilian.
Bring in Conte, get rid of Vieira, maybe bring in Modric. Get you another attacking player in the center mid position. Someone that can wiggle, someone that can work, somebody that you have to respect.
Xbox semi-final here in Atlanta, Georgia, where the FUT 19 Champions Cup. So much at stake. Prize money, Global Series points, and of course all the bragging rights for these players that put so much work in. There are the stepovers from Ronaldo, trying to replicate what he used to do back in the 90s and 2000s. Kevin De Bruyne has come in, the Ballon d'Or winner of Real Madrid. Big Virgil van Dijk, best center back in the Premier League. Opinion, get over it. Neymar. Luka Modric. Bit of space from Neymar, and can he squeeze something in? It was a good tackle there, a rather standing challenge from Marcelo.
And that's such quality defense to cut that back. And MSDossary stays home, anticipates that his choice is to cut back. And who's out thinking who?
I would have given up the penalty there. As Rogue MSDossary, just a little hydration break. Also the mental and physical preparation behind the scenes, how hard it is. I mean, imagine you're 17, 18, or even in your early 20s, and you have all the eyes of the globe. A lot of pressure. In your life, if you win one of these, I mean, it's a lot of money. And obviously by one of the biggest teams in the... Good enough. That's why I'm here. Boyle. Second. Dossary, and look at the goalkeeper. Reading the mind of the opponent.
Shocked that the Royal doesn't slot that home. Dossary went a little bit early, in my opinion, at home. A lot of space to work with.
Seeing Chuboy, everyone thought it was a goal.
Dossary went just a tad bit early.
Vieira, how good is he at winning those balls back? If you're looking to make an investment in that one, which, Mike, you've said that's one with the 3 cams you made. And Vieira and Hullet, those are the 2.
and then just the style in which people, how they want to orchestrate their differentiates player to player. But formation, I would say for 4 out of 5 competitors.
Really isn't a lot of time here for the Royal. He's got to be clinical with every single chance into the final third. Has been very, very good here in Atlanta stages. And obviously both winning. The last who will face Tex. We've seen Dossrey in the past, not too long ago. Will he face him again here? Royal now with a lot more men back. The ball to the near post, Ferdinando. And back, what's the easiest way, Mike? To Royal now, he gets dispossessed with the ball in.
There's no easy when your opposition has position. That's the best way. Whether that initial space and you cut back, or through some tiki-taka, some pass and move, and you wait for players to check back, take in space.
A cross that's whipped into that near post, but right to Van der Sar. The Royal was just hoping that he can get one of those runs to flick on goal, but it's sent ahead of everyone. This is now for the Royal as he gets, Dassary's gone a bit more defend, a high back line that he can go up skill to just get rid of his marker. Two Ronaldo's come, but it seems he's got a ball forward. It's a one-on-one, and it's off the crossbar. That could
have space to work with here.
Man, it did have a lot of space there, but what a chance from Dossrey. Did he just hesitate there at the end? Here, so many men forward for the Royal. Oh, that looked like a touch from Van der Sar, and nothing. Wild scenes here in the final seconds of the Xbox semi-final. Perhaps as it's whipped, just gets pushed. And Dossrey, a last attack and a rise to the Arabian star.
And that's feels like this game is done. A 2-goal spread. He's running down the sidelines. He's had opportunities on.
Aldrich teed him up. Unless something's, we will see Tex.
And if you ran a poll, that's what the people would have wanted on that everybody's been after. Last year, you have the #1 player on the Xbox with F2 Tex. This is
getting stared down now by the Royals on goal.
There will be a
And
minimum.
they've Dossrey with maybe the last touch. He will face F final. Another chance for good measure. The Royals 8 shots for, and historically, Mike.
Multiple, actually all the here.
There are claps all for the 2 Saudi Arabian box side. No one has stood up, okay, and we will be right back